confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Well, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, yeah, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. Before we do anything, very quickly, please like and subscribe. The Dusties are triggered, y'all, and YouTube is trying to censor your girl by shadow banning the channel and channels like mine. The best way to combat that is by organic engagement. So please like and subscribe very quickly. It is free. Spam the comment section. Support your girl. It is free and it is greatly appreciated. This is another installment of my series called The Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, I want to talk about perpetual victim, messy Jussie Smollett. Okay, y'all. And I wanted to come here and talk about this exclusive because just recently, Jussie Smollett had been convicted of staging his own hate crime and staging an attack indicating that he was tied up with a noose and that bleach was thrown at him. Of course, we know that that was a lie. This was staged, so he was sentenced to 150 days in jail. Well, just recently, he was released last night because his team has submitted an appeal. Okay, so we talked about the perpetual victim before, so I'll go through their profile quickly and then we'll get into this new story. So the perpetual victim is very, very common in Blackistan. So these are the dusties who engage in derelict, degenerate, and illegal behavior. They're always up to criminal antics. Then everyone gets shocked when they actually experience repercussions for their actions. Okay, so these may be your Pookies and Ray Rays who love to rob people. They may steal, they may even kill people, and they may even, like we've seen with Jussie Smollett, stage these fake hate crimes. But Blackistan will never hold them accountable and will enable and make excuses for them regardless of what they do. So notable perpetual victims, Bill Cosby, who experienced little to none repercussions after victimizing several women. Same with R. Kelly. The community enabled and caped and coddled for him for decades, although he was guilty of harming children. Okay, so again, I wanted to come here and talk about the perpetual victim in Blackistan due to the Jussie Smollett case. So we know that he staged this fake attack. He was pretending like he was victimized by a hate crime years ago. And he pretended that this was a racist attack. Turns out it all was a lie. And that this was some sick and twisted publicity stunt that he paid some Nigerian diaspora dusties to partake in. So he was recently convicted, sentenced to 150 days. But because he's a narcissist, he's maintaining his innocence. And he was released last night on an appeal. So let's watch this and then we will chat.
Jussie, how does it feel to be free? How does it feel to be free? Can you tell us what the past week has been like? Jussie, do you have anything to say to the judge?
Okay, so that is Jussie Smollett being released from jail. By the way, just an FYI, that was not my mic. That was staticky. That was the actual news clip that caused that static. But do y'all see this mess? Do y'all see this? This is some bullish, right? So just like with Bill Cosby drugging women, just like with O.J. Simpson, who got away with ending the life of his wife tragically, these fools are guilty. They've been caught red-handed. They're criminals, but because these whack men, and shout out to my little subby who suggested that I started calling them that. Y'all know we got to talk in code and ish because we can't call a thing a thing. But these whack men are a part of a protected class and are never held accountable. So they end up being freed and they end up escaping accountability instead of accepting responsibility for their degenerate criminal behavior. And that's what's happening with this Jussie Smollett case. So although he was released due to this pending appeal that his team recently submitted, this fool was obviously guilty, okay? So there was an overwhelming amount of evidence stacked against him proving this. But Blackistan is still supporting him because they love to cape and coddle these fools. They love to cry racism, and they don't care what these whack men do. They'll still enable and coddle them regardless of what degenerate behavior and regardless of what problematic decisions they make. So let's take a step back and look at all the receipts that prove that this fool was guilty, just in case y'all forgot. So let's watch this and then we will chat.
Adding to the outrage today, the seemingly overwhelming evidence and strong words from police just over 1 month ago.
Yeah, let's go back to February 21st, the day Smollett was charged, to better understand how we got here.
Jussie Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career.
Eddie Johnson was clear. The motive.
The stunt was orchestrated by Smollett because he was dissatisfied with his salary.
Saying Empire star Jussie Smollett, who makes a reported 6 figures an episode, staged the attack to get more money.
I couldn't be more proud of the unrelenting detective work that went into this investigation.
The investigation, thorough, including help from the FBI and other outside agencies.
Old-fashioned police work uncovered the truth.
Some of the numbers, per CPD, more than 100 interviews with witnesses, videos from 35 police cameras, and 20 plus private cameras. The timeline, per sources, January 22nd. Smollett sent this threatening letter to himself. When it didn't get the desired attention, he ramped up. January 25th. Smollett texts 2 brothers he knows, quote, might need your help on the low.
Mr. Smollett is the one that orchestrated this crime.
The same day, Smollett reportedly meets the brothers and gives them money to buy supplies for the staged attack.
To be perfectly honest, from the very beginning, we had some questions about it.
The 27th, a rehearsal where the attack would happen.
But we have the check that he used to pay them.
Smollett hands over a check for $3,500. The next day, the 28th, as first seen on CBS 2, surveillance video of the brothers buying props for the attack. The next day, the 29th, attack day, set for 2 a.m. The brothers take an Uber, then a taxi.
Jussie was not hurt other than scratches on his face, maybe some bruising, but no broken ribs or serious injuries.
Those brothers would turn out to be shadowy figures in a community alert, later released by police.
It was at this time that the brothers staged the attack of defendant Smollett, just how Smollett had instructed them.
A prosecutor detailed the charges against the actor the first day he appeared in court. Now, a sigh of relief, an abrupt about-face for his fortunes. However, State's Attorney Kim Fox has some questions to answer.
Okay, so this news anchor detailed the overwhelming amount of evidence that proves that Jussie is guilty and that he lied about this attack. So he talked about 100 interviews, 50 damn surveillance camera footage, text messages, fake ransom letters that this fool wrote to himself. They even have clear checks that Jussie Smollett used to pay these so-called attackers. Y'all, they even did a run through the day before. Okay, so they didn't have a damn dress rehearsal prior to the incident, enacting what they were going to do for the staged attack. So Jussie Smollett said, I'm an actor, so this is going to be a full-on production. So we got to make sure the script is right. So we're going to do a damn dress rehearsal just to make sure we good on the day of this stage attack. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And this is not racism. The Chicago police chief who led this initiative is a Black man. We also saw the prosecutor as a Black woman. This is not racism, but despite all of this, he is still maintaining his innocence. In Blackistan, in true toxic, dysfunctional, problematic fashion, the Blackistan mammies and coddling, caping as family members are enabling this bullish and coming to this fool's defense. So I want to first look at Blackistan's response to this. So, of course, like the super mammies always do, like Tanya TKO says, super mammy. So they were quick to put their capes on. I want to first look at actresses Taraji P. Henson's response on this. So let's pull up what she recently posted on Instagram. So her post says, #free Jussie. And the caption says, I am not here to debate you on his innocence, but we can agree that the punishment does not fit the crime. Emmett Till was brutally beat and ultimately murdered because of a lie. And none of the people involved with his demise spent one day in jail, even after Carolyn Bryant admitted that her claims were false. Ciao. No one was hurt or killed during Jussie's ordeal. He has already lost everything. So she 10 toes down. She wrote everything again in all caps. She says, to me as an artist, not able to create, that in itself is punishment enough. He can't get a job. No one in Hollywood will hire him. And again, as an artist who loves to create, that is prison. Lord Jesus. My prayer is that he is freed and put on house arrest and probation, because in this case, that would seem fair. Please free Jussie. Child, so I don't even know where to start with this. So let's first start off looking at and unpacking and analyzing how she says she's not here to debate whether or not he's innocent. It's because she knows he isn't innocent. She doesn't want to debate whether or not he's innocent because she knows that he's not innocent. She knows and is fully aware that this man is guilty. Okay. And instead of saying, well, he committed this crime, so he needs to be held accountable as a grown-ass man for his actions, instead of saying, yeah, you know what? You should lose these job opportunities that you had. That's your fault. That's a direct result of your actions. She compares this fool to Emmett Till, who was a child who was actually tragically killed due to a hate crime. This boy was beaten so badly, they suggested that the mom have a closed casket funeral for the ceremony. But here she is, comparing this pivotal, impactful, historical tragedy that's in the history books that we learned about in elementary school. It's been years since I've been in school, but I'm sure they continue to teach children about this case. This happened to a child. Emmett Till was a teenager. So she's comparing that tragic incident to a grown Dusty who is an attention whore, who staged an attack for publicity and clicks and views. Do y'all not see the problem here? And this is why no one respects BLM or any of these so-called pro-Black movements. It's because of things like this. So instead of holding Rayshard Brooks accountable for not complying with the police and bucking up to the police, y'all do this. Y'all want to scream BLM, he ain't have to die. Instead of holding Bill Cosby accountable for raping people, y'all do this. Y'all say, oh, it's racism. Oh, it's discrimination. Instead of holding R. Kelly accountable for harming children, this is what y'all do. This is y'all's MOs. Instead of simply saying, okay, you know what, he was wrong, let me just distance myself from this nonsense so that true cases of racism and hate crimes and police brutality receive the attention and justice I think that they deserve. Y'all want to enable and coddle and excuse criminals and excuse problematic behavior and bullish like this, then wonder why no one take you seriously when you out there screaming BLM. Everyone knows y'all coddle and excuse and enable bullish. You cry wolf. And you protect these perpetual victims and claim that they're victims even when they clearly are the victimizers. So no one cares. It becomes less impactful. If you want to cry racism over the slightest thing, every single thing that's clearly not racism, no one cares any longer. No one takes you seriously. So even Super Mammy Tina Knowles had to chime in on his bullish and try to justify it and make excuses for this. So let's pull up Mammy Tina Knowles' post. So she posts a picture of Jussie Smollett and says, no matter what opinion you have of whether or not Jussie Smollett did what he is accused of or not. So these grammatical errors are awful. Tina is good at hair. She's not particularly good at writing. Her diction is awful. Her writing is awful. It's full of grammatical errors and sentence structure problems. So bear with me. So she says, no matter what opinion you have of whether or not Jussie Smollett did what he is accused of or not, the punishment does not fit the crime. People walk away free from killing our people every day. How many instances of our young Black people have been murdered in the last year, and the people whom they were with are walking free? And what about the people involved in the treason at the White House? Most went unpunished. And then they give this man 5 months in jail. Are you kidding me? This is unjust. This man is not a threat to society. This is an example of the disparities between how we are treated as opposed to our white counterparts. Black people, we cannot afford to let this slide. Trust me, you and your family might be next. Okay, Tina. So let's make some noise about this and ask for probation. The judge was obviously biased and very disrespectful, and they wanted to disrespect and discredit the district attorney, Kim Foxx, who is a Black woman. Please do your research about the case and look at the crime he is accused of and look at the time given him. They want to destroy this man. By the way, if you have a difference in opinion, I totally understand that, but keep it positive. Jamel Hill talked about Kyle Rittenhouse killing 2 people, crying fake crocodile tears, and walking completely free. Black people, wake up. Don't let them do this. It is the start of something very dangerous for our people. Make some noise, sign petitions, call the politicians in your jurisdiction, please. Then she keeps talking about Jamel Hill. Y'all, I can't. So let's try to ignore all the grammatical and sentence structure mistakes here. It's like, for the life of me, I can't understand how these millionaires and billionaires don't have teams to run their social media accounts to avoid stuff like this. Or at the very least, have those teams proofread this bullshit. This don't make no damn sense. This lady is 68 years old, writing like a child. She writing like my 10-year-old, sounding like this. But let's ignore that, okay? Let's pretend that there aren't major grammatical and sentence structure errors here. This does not make any sense. You see how both of these women here start off these rants pretty much by saying, I know this fool is guilty, but. And it's funny that you mentioned petitions, Tina, especially after you never commented on the one to get your problematic ass docuseries canceled. This don't make no effing sense. You don't get to support men who break the law, then determine how they are sentenced. You don't get to do that. How about you tell these fools to stop engaging in degenerate, dusty criminal behavior in the first place? See what I mean about no accountability? Like, instead of calling a thing, instead of saying there is a crime problem with whack men, we creating docuseries to criticize the media and to tell everyone else to fix their image. Instead of saying, yeah, you know what, there's something wrong with Jussie Smollett. I think he's a good actor, but he has some mental issues. He needs to be held accountable for his actions. Hell, blame it on mental illness because he's obviously a narcissist. You know what I mean? Instead of doing that, we get mad at the criminal justice system for making him experience repercussions for his actions. And then we look around and wonder why Blackistan is so effed up. Why are the Dusties so effed up? Why are they running amok like this, engaging in all this degenerate behavior? It's because there is no accountability, no culpability for whack men. Just caping, just coddling, just excuse making.
Shout out to my exes.
Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at least. Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by Dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
This don't make no damn sense. So to make matters worse, even his family, including his grandmother, is caping for this fool. So let's watch their responses to his conviction and his sentencing.
Go to Charlie DeMar. He has been, of course, covering this for us from the very beginning. He broke this case when it first happened over 3 years ago. And Charlie, you've been in the courtroom all day. So, all right, it's a lot to cover, but are there any nuances that you were able to see from your vantage point that we were unaware of, including Jussie Smollett interacting with this team? Anything that really stood out to you?
And Erica, before we dive into that, I do want to throw over to Jussie Smollett's older brother, Jojo, who's speaking right now. So let's go over to that right now.
He spoke about his arrogance. He doesn't know the struggles my brother is encountering. He doesn't know anything that he's dealing with. He doesn't know anything that he's dealing with. He spent all that time shaming him. In 2022, we don't shame people like this. All right? He basically called him a mental case. All right? If you look at that testimony, he basically reiterated and regurgitated all the prosecutor said. There was no independence. This is a duly elected judge in Cook County. He's supposed to be elected by the people, not just a stooge and a rubber stamp for the prosecutors. And I'm very disappointed, very disappointed. My name is Jojo Smollett. I'm his oldest brother. Yeah.
I have something I want to say quickly. My name is Jussie Smollett. I'm his older sister. First of all, I want to say my brother is innocent. My brother Jussie is innocent. This should not be a controversial statement because it is the absolute truth. What should be controversial is the entire miscarriage of justice this whole ordeal has been. I pray peace over my brother. I pray the peace of God over my brother and all victims of oppression and hate. I pray that we can do better as a world. May the God of peace be with you. Shalom.
Your name, sir?
My name is Jussie Smollett. I am Jussie's youngest brother. My brother does not deserve this. I watched my brother go from being a complete victim, which he still is. He was attacked, and he is now going to jail for being attacked. I saw my brother get locked up within 2 weeks for being attacked. Do you know how crazy that is? They want to say in that court that he's the reason why folks aren't going to report hate crimes. They're the reason why folks aren't going to report hate crimes.
Because none of you believed it.
None of y'all believed it. We have letters from the NAACP, President Derek Johnson himself. We have letters from Rainbow Push Coalition. We have letters from the Innocence Project, all saying that he should not be in jail. And they put him in jail. That judge chastised him. He chastised my brother. He does not deserve this. He was attacked. Do people never once think, even the folks who are naysayers, do you ever once think what happens if he's telling the truth?
He's telling the truth.
Do y'all ever think about how poorly you feel in that situation? He's in jail for 5 months. That is unacceptable for being attacked. It is not his fault that folks are not going to believe survivors anymore. He's a survivor and he has been completely mistreated, and this has to stop.
So his grandmother is about to take the mic.
A remarkable moment there, and we have seen. Let's listen to Grandma.
Being abducted into the prison system. You know it. And you guys got to do more investigative reporting, more investigation, okay? Thanks.
Can you say, Molly, his comments after the sentencing, the reiteration, the repeating that he's not suicidal and worried about what's going to happen to him in prison? Why do you think he said that?
He just wanted to reassure us. He wanted to reassure us.
So that was for you.
He's innocent, okay? Like so many in prison that shouldn't be there. Get the white collar guys, okay, who are really making money, who are really corrupt. We've got to do something about saving our democracy here so that we don't get another Putin. Okay, I love you guys, okay?
Then we about to see this random whack
I
man
would just like to say,
take the mic.
until the person who recently occupied the White House, the judge said that Mr. Smollett was accused of lying. Well, guess what? The man that occupied the White House was accused of telling thousands of lies. And as long as he remains free, Jussie should remain free.
Okay, this is a gentleman not connected necessarily with the Smollett group, but then hearing an interesting
What a
anecdote
circus.
from Grandma there. We were trying to read into Erica what he was saying. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal.
Let's fast forward this because I want y'all to see this fool's antics after he was sentenced. It's a damn circus show. It just don't make any sense. So let's watch this.
Before they left court tonight, very upset. They also were shouting in the courtroom. I don't know if you were able to hear it or if the cameras picked it up. I know Jussie was obviously the center point of that shot, but from the gallery, his family members were yelling. His sister Journey kept repeating, "Stop locking our black men up," over and over again to the judge. Jojo, who you just heard from here, he also had words for the judge. As you saw, Jussie Smollett was walked out of the courtroom. Throughout the day, Jussie chose not to address the court on his own behalf before sentencing. But in that dramatic moment, both seated, sitting down right after he learned his sentence, he had a lot to say. And also as he was being walked away, where he will now spend the next 151 days behind jail. I believe we do have that queued up.
I'm not suicidal. That's what I was about to say. Okay. I'm not suicidal. Okay. I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision.
Y'all see this man smirk in the lower left-hand corner? He's amused by this nonsense. He's trying to keep a straight face. This is so fucking sick. This is so damn shameful and disgusting. This nigga really think he in a damn movie. This is not Empire, dummy. He got this effing monologue talking about I'm not suicidal, like he freaking Jeffrey Epstein or something. His family too are just as bad. It's like, what about the receipts? What about the receipts, mammies? What about the text messages asking the brothers to participate in the staged attack from him? Traced back to his damn cell phone. What about the cleared check that he wrote to pay those brothers for the attack? What about the surveillance footage showing them buying supplies for this attack? 2 dusty diaspora Nigerian men. This wasn't racism. He paid them to stage this attack for publicity. But still, the whole damn family putting on a cake. Got they fist up and all. They laying it on thick. Even a damn grandma grabbed the microphone, sitting here caping and coddling, talking about Putin, y'all. She's talking about Putin. But this is what Black people do. This is what y'all like to do. They'll turn the other cheeks. They'll make excuses for, and oftentimes will straight up deny and deflect and ignore any wrongdoings at the hands of these whack males. And you wonder why statistically the Black community is on its knees. Okay? It's because y'all let these fools run amok, terrorizing the community, victimizing every damn body, and y'all refuse to do ish about it. It's like, oh, I know my brother Pookie, and I know my cousin Ray Ray done shot up the daycare, and children are dead, but free him. It's okay, free him. I know he liked to knock out old Asian ladies and snatch their purses and run for fun, but he ain't deserved to die. I know Uncle Barry like to touch children, but don't call the police. Just don't leave your kids around him, child. Furthermore, those girls are fast anyway. They just need to dress differently and they'll be all right. Just vile and disgusting. And I learned a long time ago, y'all, real love is tough love. If his family really cared for Miss Jussie Smollett, they would be checking him into a mental facility. They would be holding him accountable. They would pull him aside and say, hey, what's up? Do you need some meds or something? Do you need to talk to a psychiatrist? What's going on? Not performing these performative antics on national TV, caping and coddling for this fool who is obviously guilty. This whole thing reminds me of the Boondocks. So y'all remember, I used to love this show years ago. Remember when they did that episode about R. Kelly that was years ahead of its time? And the little boy was like, if you love R. Kelly, hold him accountable. Get him some help. Hell, introduce him to some older women. And that was satire. That was a joke. But it's true. If these mammies, if these enablers and coddlers really cared about these whack males, stage a damn intervention or something. This man is obviously not well. He's a narcissist. He lives in La La Land. He must think he's still in Hollywood or something. He need to be in a straitjacket or something or need some meds because this is not cool. He done staged this whole damn fake hate attack and y'all want to cape and coddle these fools and y'all create these menaces to society that we got to deal with because y'all don't like to hold them accountable. Divest from the toxic community, y'all. Please divest. The only reason why we are aware of this incident and this is so hyper visible is because there are famous people involved. Please believe, though, this dysfunction and this toxicity is normal in Blackistan. These fools will commit these heinous crimes. They'll engage in this degenerate behavior, engage in these illegal antics, and they'll victimize you, then turn around and look at you crazy for expecting them to experience some repercussions for their actions. Divest, y'all. All right. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
Even if you think I should, bitch, bigger, I don't give
Fellas, if y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.